we can go ahead and we can talk about this second segment, which is about Kyrie Irving or Steph Curry. Now, obviously, when you are going to think about the best point guard in the history of basketball, a lot of people are going to think of Steph Curry now, especially after these recent Olympics. Like Steph Curry winning the Olympics and Steph Curry winning that championship later with Golden State has really bolstered his resume, not to mention him being able to win the Finals MVP in that year. And I mean, again, winning a gold medal is a very big deal, especially since this is the first time that Steph has ever won an international gold medal for the United States, especially as a starter and as a very pivotal starter for the United States. Now, he's widely regarded as the best shooter in the history of basketball, not just in the NBA, but in the history of basketball. Like, I mean, you really have to be a completely different kind of person to be considered the best shooter ever. And he is one of the biggest reasons for the success of Golden State. Obviously, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Kevin Durant have a lot to say about that. But Steph Curry has 4 rings. All 4 of them have come from winning with the Golden State Warriors. And he was recently, a lot of people considered that he was undervalued by a former NBA guard in Nick Young. Now, if you guys know who he is, Swaggy P, he last played for the Denver Nuggets in the NBA, but he's also most known for playing alongside Steph when they won a championship in 2018. So they did win a championship together, but it's more like an infamy thing, I guess, if you're Nick Young, because it's like Nick Young wasn't a very competent player at the time, and he wasn't a very detrimental piece for the Golden State Warriors in winning a championship that year. Obviously, the main focus was on the starters, Steph, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. All 4 of those guys were key detrimental pieces for the team. And recently, Nick Young, he said that Kyrie Irving, the point guard that Steph Curry matched up against in the finals for 3 years in a row, is better than Steph, which is kind of ridiculous when you consider the accolades that Stephen Curry has compared to like the accolades that Kyrie has. So it's like, I mean, a lot of the biggest reason why the comparisons get made is because these 2 point guards matched up a lot against each other in the postseason, not to mention having some similar teammates in their careers as well. Like Kyrie Irving played with Kevin Durant, Steph Curry played with Kevin Durant before Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is going to play with Klay Thompson. Steph Curry played with Klay Thompson way before Kyrie Irving did. And now all that's left is for Steph Curry to play with LeBron. But aside from that, Nick Young, he tweeted about how Kyrie is, like, this is exactly what the tweet said. Kyrie is the Kobe to Curry MJ. People scared to say he's better. So basically, what a lot of people were getting at is that Nick Young was saying that Kyrie Irving is a much better point guard than Steph Curry, which I don't believe is true whatsoever. Like, Steph Curry, again, his resume precedes him. Like, his resume talks for him, like, it speaks for itself. Like, there's no need to bring up his resume because everybody already knows who he is. Everybody knows he is one of the greatest 3-point shooters that the NBA has seen. The only thing that people really know Kyrie Irving for is, like, it's really kind of an infamy thing. It's what he said towards the media. That's like one of the few things that he's known for. But again, like, Kyrie, he is not saying that he's not a very talented guard, but he's mainly brought up in these comparisons because of the matchups against Steph Curry in the NBA Finals. Again, Kyrie and Steph, they matched up against each other in several years. They matched up in 2016, they matched up in 2017, and they were also, I mean, they technically matched up in 2015, but Kyrie Irving ended up getting injured, but they matched up in a lot of finals. And a lot of the finals appearances that they've had were told over and over and over again. And, Kyrie might have been injured for a couple of those finals appearances, but in a majority of the time when Kyrie was in the finals, he would completely outplay Steph Curry. Like Kyrie in the 2016 postseason, just in the 2016 postseason. Like, I mean, if you look at his game log, it's absolutely ridiculous. And I'll go ahead and just bring up his game log right here so you guys don't have to worry about it. But in 2016, in the finals, when he played against the Golden State Warriors, he obviously, everyone remembers his 41-point game against the Golden State Warriors in Game 5, but you also might forget that Kyrie Irving for that entire postseason was averaging 27 points per game and shooting 40% from three, 46% from the field, and 93% from the free throw line. And he, again, that 41-point performance in that NBA Finals was super impressive and all that, but that wasn't even, you could argue that wasn't even his best performance in the finals, because in 2017, Kyrie averaged 29 points, averaged 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 41% shooting from three, 47% shooting from the field, and 90% shooting from the free throw line. So it's like Kyrie against Steph Curry in a lot of these matchups tend to be a much better player than when you look at somebody like Steph Curry. So like I'll bring up Steph Curry's game log in both of these finals, and we all know that in 2016 Steph Curry did not have a great finals. He definitely did not have a finals that he wanted to remember. He dropped 17 points in that elimination game. He only averaged 22 points per game, and he shot 40% from three, but he only shot 40% from the field, 92% from the free throw line, and again, 22 points as Steph Curry, the unanimous MVP. That is not ideal shooting. He was also a distant third best player in the finals, behind somebody like, let's say, Kevin Durant or even LeBron in the next finals that he played against. I know he averaged 26 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists, but he did shoot 38% from three, and he shot 40% from the field. And, I mean, obviously those assist numbers and those averages that he was getting were ridiculous, but again, a lot of people, you might consider that inflated, because for majority of that postseason, I mean, he was with Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson, and they were just ridiculous help in that category as well. So that's like one of the biggest reasons as to why a lot of people would like even consider comparing these two in a debate, because of their finals appearances and their matchups in the finals and how Kyrie would tend to outplay him. But aside from that, again, like the accolades, they really speak for themselves, because it's like Steph Curry, he has 2 MVPs. Kyrie Irving doesn't have a single MVP. Steph Curry has a finals MVP, something that Kyrie Irving doesn't have. Steph has more rings. Kyrie Irving has only been able to win with LeBron. Steph Curry has won with and without Kevin Durant, and he won before Kevin Durant got there. He won after Kevin Durant got there. The only thing that is really, like, I guess you could say detrimental to Steph is that he has not won a playoff game yet without Klay Thompson. I don't think that's going to happen, but again, if that's really what's going to stop you from saying that Steph Curry is better than Kyrie Irving, then you might just be a Kyrie Irving fan and you might have a certain amount of bias. Again, that is just what I would think, because in my opinion, Steph Curry is, again, he's in the argument for one of the best point guards in the NBA. There is no reason why Kyrie Irving should be even in that conversation. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys think that Kyrie Irving is a little bit underrated? Do you guys think that he is properly rated? Do you think that he should be in the conversation as one of the better point guards in the NBA? Or do you think that Steph Curry being better than him isn't a problem? Because, I mean, I don't think it's a problem if Steph Curry is a better point guard than Kyrie Irving. But now we're going to go ahead and go into the third segment where I talk about Gilbert Arenas and him agreeing with Anthony Edwards' statement about Michael Jordan. So I'm just going to go ahead and talk about that in the third segment right after this short break. So be sure to stay tuned.
Looking for your daily fix of sports talk without having to pay for it? GSMC Sports Network is available on YouTube. Just search GSMC Sports Network. Get your fix of daily sports talk shows on YouTube, absolutely free. NFL, college football, NBA, MLB, MMA, UFC, fantasy football, and so much more. GSMC Sports Network has shows running all day long, with new sports shows starting every 2 hours. Just like on your favorite cable sports channel, except GSMC Sports Network is absolutely free. Just search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube to catch one of your new favorite shows, like the GSMC College Football Podcast, Chip Shot Football Podcast, Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, GSMC Basketball Podcast, and so many more. Check it out for yourself. GSMC Sports Network, now available on YouTube absolutely free. Search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube right now.